Well folks, welcome to Reel Demos. Now today I'm going to show you this, and this is a Moscrop. So Moscrop was a member of the Angling Association of Manchester, and in 1888 he took out several patents, which he was famous for anyway. He was actually a cotton spinner, that's what he used to do, and he used to own a cotton spinning works. And what he did was, with this reel, essentially he invented this reel. It's called the Moscrop Manchester reel, sometimes referred to as the Manchester reel. And the Manchester reel holds a number of very innovative patents. There's a patent essentially for drying holes, drying mesh tines inside the reel. These tines also increase the arbor size of the reel, which gives you better winding power. Also, there's an incorporated ratchet, which wasn't that common in 1888. You did get reels with ratchets, but it wasn't so common. And it incorporates this, which is innovative, very, very innovative, which is a brake. Although it does have a serious design flaw. Unfortunately, the brake is on the moving drum. So once you get a fish on, you have to rely on a preset. Otherwise, obviously when it's spinning around and round and it's running off, you can't set the brake unless you stop the reel somehow, which is a bit of a problem. This bullet handle also, which looks a little space age for a Victorian reel, this is also a patent of Moscrops, and it's one of the reasons why other manufacturers didn't do it, probably because he held a patent for it. Now, Moscrop did later on. Well, I'm not entirely sure how it occurred, whether he died and someone bought the patents, or whether they just bought the patents, or whether they did a deal with Moscrop. I'm not sure. But both Farlow's and Alcock's made Moscrop reels, and Farlow's made an aluminium version of this in the early 1900s. So you can sometimes find an aluminium version of it. If you find a version of this reel with what's called a fish head mount for the handle, then it was a reel that was manufactured much later by Reuben Heaton in early 1900 instead of 1888. This is one of the very early ones from 1888, and you can actually see inside these. There's two little pins there that have to be depressed, and you can lift this off. And you can see inside there, there's been a bit of rubbing on the drum, because where this sits is now worn quite a bit, so it's quite a bit down. And this bright area here, this is where the brake, that's the brake, just there, that's where the brake touches, that's your ratchet. And the ratchet is actually quite a unique patent, really. It comes onto, you can just see there, onto a helical spring, which is mounted on a bar inside the reel, which is pretty unusual, I have to say. This guy was a real innovator. But on modern reels, one of his design theories actually was to design the reel with only one screw. In actual fact, I don't see any screws on this. Anyway, you can see there on the base it says Moscrop Manchester. And on a modern reel, of course, the brake is on the fixed plate on the back, so that you can get to it when the fish is running, which is a much better idea and solves the design flaw. But having said that, this is probably one of the very first reels which had a brake and a patent for a brake on it, and so thus is pretty much a legendary device, really. And this is pretty much a must-have for serious reel collectors to have a Moscrop. Anyway folks, that's all about the Moscrop. Thanks so much for watching folks, bye.